So yeah, we're driving way up to Wisconsin, and it could get northern, let's just say.
This isn't what you expected, was it?
It might get out of control. We are doing a deer killing competition. We're trying to rack up points by killing the most deer possible. That couldn't get out of hand at all. See, you can't invite a Virginia redneck up to Wisconsin to be in a doe killing competition. It's gonna be maybe a little bit of this, and then some of that.
We're on the board of doe patrol. Wow.
And a little bit of this.
There's no blood like no blood, baby.
Maybe even some of that. Dead centered and annihilated her heart. And then a little bit of, ah! This deer was all over 200 inches. She died quicker than Hunter Biden to dig through the carpet, find a piece of Parmesan cheese, and smoke it. That's the widest blood trail I've ever seen. Pete Blum there got cut in half.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of breathing targets you're gonna see in the next.
Not for long.
Day.
Well, I'm mean as gravel, I'm poor as dirt, and I like things better the way they were. Well, I'm strong in the head, but I get things done. I spend too much money to have a little fun. Come on. I ain't changing, I'm a stubborn man. So can you love me like I am? Can you love me, baby, like I am? Yeah.
I gotta be honest with y'all, I don't know how today's show's gonna go. We're heading up to the frozen north with a bunch of crazy dudes who want to just shoot a whole bunch of does. So yeah, we're driving way up to Wisconsin, and I'm excited. It could get northern, let's just say. October! Boobity boob! Hello, whiskey chaser! I might be from the south, but my brothers, Colton and Lucas, from the north, are still my brothers. They do lose me when we start talking about where we're gonna hunt.
Well, if you're up on the ridge and Pop is down in the swamp, where the heck am I supposed to hunt?
How about out by the road?
Up by what road?
M35.
It's a state highway.
Deer love the highway. Yeah, I hit one of those last week.
You know, me, Colton, and Lucas always have fun together no matter where we're hunting, and we decided to throw a wild card in this hunt and bring old Mike Miller, the turkey killer, along for the ride.
Good thing, Scooter.
We're really gonna go this time. Now we're officially going to Wisconsin. We're fixing to make killing does great again. It might get out of control. We are doing a deer killing competition, so not only are we trying to film the show this week, we're trying to rack up points by killing the most deer possible. Either way, I'm surrounded by a bunch of exceptional savages this week, so I feel right at home. What's going on, everybody? Out here in mid-October in a winter wonderland. We're in Wisconsin. We got a doe killing competition for 2 days, and then we'll be up here a week, so it's gonna be a good time. Snowing in October. Blood trails look good in the snow, man. Hope one walks out. So we get a bunch of snow. We're thinking, man, this is gonna be perfect. The deer are gonna be moving, and we saw absolutely nothing.
How did it go?
It's looking a lot like Christmas out here.
This isn't what you expected, was it?
No, not October.
What'd you think, Mike?
Not October. October!
It's crazy.
Yeah, deer are gonna move good this evening, man. I get a good feeling about bucks cruising after that snow. That's gonna be real good. All right, everybody. First evening here in Wisconsin. Still on the doe patrol, but there's a nice buck in this area. Several, I'm sure, but we got one on trail camera at this spot last couple evenings. But we've got some standing beans out here mixed in with some cut beans. First big cold front of the year, October, mid-October. Anything could happen. You know, I was sitting there thinking, this is a really great spot that Brad's put us in,
but I wonder why he didn't trim more shooting lanes. Then I remembered that Brad is on another team than us for doe patrol. I see what you're doing, Brad. So needless to say, the deer start coming out and I have no shot. This deer walks straight at the tree stand, and the entire time I'm at full draw, I got no shot. I cannot shoot this deer. Large Marge, the meat barge, just strolled on by, could have single-handedly won the competition for us. When something's unnatural, you can just tell. That's why I use full-range hanging systems to give all my mounts that natural look, like God intended. I'll have the spaghetti and meat balls. Not the balls. I'll have, take a check, please.
SKB cases protect all your hunting gear.
And they're also good for splitting firewood.
Olympic training! How about a little taekwondo? Joe Rogan.
Yeah, how about we taekwondo don't?
Kyo. There's nothing I can do, man. I could have shot her there when she was scratching her back.
You know, that first big doe got by me, but it didn't take long for some more deer to start moving.
Oh, right here.
This go around, I'm not gonna wait for perfect broadside or perfect footage or anything else. I'm killing the first deer in the first 3-inch hole that I have.
Hey, I didn't want to give her a chance to screw that up. But we on the board at doe patrol, baby. What do you say, Mikey? That dude ain't go 25 yards. She gone, baby. We on the board at doe patrol. Wow.
You know, I've shot hogs, I've shot giant bucks, I've shot millions of does. And I still wonder, why would anybody shoot anything other than a G5 Magnum?
That was fun. Hey, you want to make doe killing fun again? Get in a competition with your buddies. Your heart will be beating faster than if it was a 200-inch deer. It's the 4th deer I've killed with the old stealth arrow.
You still using the same arrow?
Yeah, it's 4th deer I've killed with it this year. Yep. Hard shot. See, just gotta one-up me. That's a big old doe.
That is, isn't it?
Let's see where it came out.
She was a thick girl.
Came out right in the other shoulder. Busted the blades. I dead centered the shoulder bone, and that's what probably busted the blades a little bit.
First deer down for doe patrol, and we met up with Brad and found out it wasn't quite as big as the deer he killed that evening. You know, the guy that hung our tree stands and didn't cut our shooting rings. But no hard feelings, Brad. You know, that next evening we went out to the spot where it snowed the first day and we saw no deer again. This is a smoking looking spot, but nothing came out. You know, we might not have been having that good luck tracking down a deer, but Colton was on them. Well, fortunately for Colton and his brother, this was not a filming competition, but a doe killing competition. Well, my man Colton came through for doe patrol. I was thinking we were gonna roll in there with only one doe, but at least we got 2 does. I was looking forward to going to the weigh-in, and there was a lot of guys involved in this. This has gotten to be a big deal.
All right, drop her. You look cocky with the 106.
T95? Well, might have smallest doe, you never know.
No, Jesus. 51 pounds.
No way! I want to meet that man and shake his hand. That's hard to beat right there, though. That's hard to beat. See, you can't invite a Virginia redneck up to Wisconsin to be in a doe killing competition because we killed 2 with a bow, 1 with a car.
All right, big doe, 134 pounds, Mr. Benny Loggins. Benny Loggins, everybody.
Kenny's brother. Danger zone. Sorry, somebody get that joke?
Third place. Getting $180.
so much. Well, you know what, Brad? Next year, I'm going to find my own ground, and I'm bringing Ted Nugent and Tim Wells as my other two teammates. That couldn't get out of hand at all. Man, we had a great time talking, hanging out with the guys. We even got to meet some of the next generation of doe slayers. I got to hang out with my man Jackson for a while. We had a great night at Doe Patrol, and it's time to continue the doe killing. Just because the competition's over doesn't mean we're going to stop shooting the does. Go to RedArrowTV.com to check out all our Red Arrow gear. Whether you're a patriot, a rocker, or you want to get to know some federal agents, check out all our Red Arrow gear at RedArrowTV.com. Red Arrow Weapons now got a 350 Legend, baby. You guys run out and check it out, man. Order yours today. This is the one right here, baby. So Doe Patrol is over, but the killing hopefully has just begun because we got the rest of the week to kill some more does as well as possibly get on a good buck. Our buddy Caleb from across the street said, hey man, I got trail cameras popping off and we have actually one specific deer that we're hunting over here that I would be glad to let you guys come take a crack at. And this deer is a monster. And I'm not a trophy hunter. I'll shoot just about anything, walking or crawling or flying. Unfortunately for us, and fortunately for the deer population in Wisconsin, only 2-year-old bucks seem to be on their feet at Caleb's place this time of year. So basically we designated the morning hunt to slaughtering does, and then we would go over to Caleb's in the evenings and try to hunt this 200-inch buck, if the wind permitted. The wind was wrong for this 200-incher, so we were gonna go smoke a slickhead on the ridge. So we were looking to stack the trailer with protein, and here comes a candidate who's gonna make that happen for us. This doe comes in, she's a little bit 1/4 and a lot of guys will tell me, you know, 1/4 is not an ethical shot. Well, broadside's not an ethical shot if you suck. I mean, I've seen guys wound deer broadside. Watch me not wound this deer 1/4. When they give you a hard shot right there. Tell me that 1/4 shot's not lethal. When you're close enough. There's no blood like no blood, baby. Hey, when things get a little frustrating and it's slow, just kill a doe. Makes you feel better. Because the whole point is to put meat in the freezer. She died quicker than Hunter Biden to dig through the carpet, find a piece of Parmesan cheese, and smoke it. About the time we got down, Colton was already bringing the Ranger and the hot coffee because he had been watching the whole thing go down on the Spartan cell cam. And, you know, that's how I like my hunts to end. Promptly, with a 20-foot wide blood trail and a hot cup of coffee. Anyway, check this out right here. So, from up in the tree stand, this is the shot I had. So you can see how the pocket of the shoulders opened up right here, right through the heart, blew out the offside shoulder. Completely ethical, lethal shot. I mean, it just absolutely dead centered and annihilated her heart. That's why she didn't make it. She made it less than 25 yards, I'd say. Some folks have told me a 1/4 not a good shot. Well, I submit that it is. Just plumb near cut her in half. So we threw the old doe in the Polaris, and we were gonna head over to Caleb's to try to kill a buck. We hunted the evening at Caleb's that evening. We didn't see the big 200-inch deer, and it was not a whole lot of deer activity going on, but we had been looking forward to this night all week long because our buddy Jeremy was bringing down some prime rib. Our buddy Lucas is coming into town. Mike Lindahl, my good friend, is coming into town, and we're gonna have a little bit of a throwdown. Man, we had a great time catching up with all my homeboys from up north and some of my new friends, but we still have more deer to kill. In my experience, you don't leave deer to go find deer, if you know what I mean. So the spot we've been seeing the most deer and the best buck activity was up on the ridge. We got some trail camera videos, and that was the most action that we were seeing. So we were heading back out to the ridge to see if we couldn't punch another tag.
All right, everybody, we're back at it this morning. Back in the same tree where I killed the doe yesterday. Just had a little spike come through. I thought about killing spikes great again, but guess we'll hold off, try to get a big buck. We're gonna sit tight. I got another doe tag in my pocket, so doe, buck, whatever comes by. Good looking buck or a doe, we're gonna lay it down.
Right away, we were glad we sat on the ridge because we started seeing deer. And it wasn't long before this little 9-point poked his head out, and Mike and I couldn't help but mess with him and call this little buck in. So wouldn't you know it, another doe comes strolling in. So we're fixing to end this doe patrol hunt on a high note. This doe is walking out broadside. Plus she's fixing to get in my wind, which I really don't like.
She tried to bust us, so I busted her instead. Our wind's kind of blowing that way, and she was like, and she decided to she tried to ease back down that road. I eased that mega meat right behind her shoulder. She may have made it off the edge though. We might be pulling her out of the bottom.
I kill does because I want to, but sometimes I need to. And it's just not acceptable for you to ever let a doe especially bust you.
There's blood clear over there and up down the trail. She banged off that tree. She's got to be right there. Look at this blood trail, man.
Yeah, it hasn't been hard to find you.
How you doing, bud?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. You're just in time.
Where's she at?
She's right there.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, those broadheads, you got to have a good setup. I mean, from the Hoyt to the Victory arrows and everything, all the way down to the loom knock and the outserts that I use. You know, and like I said, you got to have the right setup. You got to have it tuned, and it's got to be right, but got to have all the right stuff. But
I didn't even necessarily know where you guys were when I found blood.
right, you're like, oh, yeah.
Now, when you got a deer pile this big, it helps to have some people that know what they're doing when it comes to cutting up deer. And my buddy Chris is that guy. He's got the facility, and we sharpened up our knives and went to cutting.
I got this fancy apron. I wish I'd had this in the woods when that doe sprayed me.
Can you imagine if a vegan stumbled across the channel right now? This would be like watching Hannibal Lecter or something, man. My man Chris out here is got this nice facility up here in Wisconsin, and he was nice enough to let us come in here and cut up some meat. But there is the other side of it that you don't get to see, which is what we do with the deer afterwards, which is consume it. We either eat it ourselves, our family, our friends, we feed a lot of people, and then if we have a surplus, we donate it to somebody else who otherwise might not even get to eat. So that's your answer right there. All right, boys and girls, well, I had a ball on the show this week killing a bunch of does up in Wisconsin, but we killed a pile of deer, had a bunch of fun with our good friends, and next year, I'm gonna bring the whack master himself, and maybe even the slock master, and we're gonna burn this sucker down. Ted and Tim, I'm calling y'all out right now if you're watching the show. I need you for Doe Patrol next year. There's no way you can look another man in the hairy eyeball and say you only killed 2 does during Doe Patrol.